The jungle hides many secrets. In the high mountains of Ecuador, a place shrouded in persistent mist, one of these secrets endures. It is a story whispered among explorers and local guides, a legend of a lost city. Some have dared to call it the Lost City of the Giants. This name feels like something from a myth, folklore passed down through generations. But the stones themselves and the land they occupy tell a different story. They hint at something far more tangible, something that challenges our understanding of the deep past and the people who once lived here. High clouds sit on the rugged peaks of the Andes. A cool mist drifts across ancient tree canopies, muffling sound. The modern story of this forgotten place gained significant momentum in 2012. A small, determined team of explorers decided to brave the treacherous slopes of the Llanganates. They were guided by local accounts, a deep sense of curiosity. Their goal was to investigate a remote, long-rumored ruin. They climbed through dense undergrowth, navigated steep, slippery terrain. Deep in the jungle, they found something that exceeded expectations. Not a few scattered rocks, massive, man-made structures. They cleared vines and moss to uncover strange, imposing stone walls. Not rough fieldstone walls, enormous cut and shaped blocks. The sheer size was staggering. Blocks as large as a small car, estimated 2 tons. Quarry transport placement. Each would have been immense, requiring organization, manpower, technical skill. The walls showed planning, unnervingly straight lines running long distances. Deliberate terraces, wide plazas, ascending steps. Not a rock slide. Unmistakable intentional design. Remnants of a building, a ceremonial center, or a pathway built by intelligent hands long, long ago. The expedition returned with incredible photographs, compelling stories. A picture of a large-scale megalithic site hidden. Perhaps the most startling discovery was not the walls themselves, but the objects found nearby. Scattered around the site were what appeared to be the very tools used to build it. But these were not ordinary tools. They were stone implements of a truly enormous scale. Oversized stone axes, massive hammers. Other shaped artifacts far too large and heavy for a typical person to wield effectively. The sheer size of these items immediately led the explorers to label them giant tools. Each tool tells a story of incredible strength and purpose. Imagine a stone hammerhead so large that it dwarfs a human hand placed beside it. In photograph after photograph, this comparison is made clear. The tool is consistently larger, sometimes dramatically so. This visual evidence is powerful. It forces us to question who could have possibly used such an implement. If these were indeed tools, they suggest that the builders possessed physical strength far beyond our own, or a forgotten technology that allowed them to manage such heavy objects. These tools are not just large, they are also clearly crafted, shaped, smoothed, finished with a clear function in mind. Many exhibit flat, polished faces and precisely formed edges, hammers, grinders, cutting implements. The shape of these tools seems to match the work marks found on the massive stone blocks of the walls. This connection between the tools and the stonework strengthens the argument that this was a site of active, large-scale construction. We must see the real evidence for ourselves. We need clear, high-resolution photographs of these tools. Where are they now? Are they in a museum, a private collection, or still lying in the jungle? Beyond the sheer size of the blocks and tools, it is the precision of the construction that truly captivates the observer. This was not a crude or haphazard assembly of stones. The evidence points to a deliberate and calculated architectural plan. When you look closely at the surviving structures, the geometric shapes and straight lines become impossible to ignore. Where multiple large stones meet at a corner, the angles are often surprisingly sharp and square, forming near-perfect right angles. This level of precision is exceptionally difficult to achieve in stonework, especially when dealing with multi-ton blocks. Long straight lines are a recurring feature throughout the site. In some areas, a wall or the edge of a platform runs straight for many meters, deviating only slightly over its entire length. This suggests the use of advanced surveying or alignment techniques. In one particularly striking part of the site, a series of large, flat stones rises at a consistent angle, forming what looks undeniably like the face of a pyramid or a grand staircase. In another area, a large, flat, open space is bordered by stone walls, giving the distinct impression of a planned plaza or a ceremonial courtyard. These geometric forms stand in stark contrast to the wild, organic chaos of the surrounding jungle. Nature rarely produces such a high concentration of straight lines, right angles, and perfectly flat planes in a single location. The argument that these features are the result of natural geological processes, such as block fracturing, begins to seem less plausible when you consider the totality of the evidence. The combination of different geometric elements, walls, stairs, plazas, suggests that they fit together as part of a larger, cohesive design. They look like the work of builders who had a clear goal and a sophisticated method for achieving it. The precision is also visible in the way the stones fit together. Although time and earthquakes have shifted many of the blocks, there are sections where the joinery is remarkably tight. The surfaces of two adjoining blocks meet with very little space between them. Creating such a close fit requires a technique known as dressing the stone, where the surface is carefully flattened and smoothed. The evidence of this careful work, combined with the overall geometric layout, points to a level of skill and technological prowess that is not commonly associated with ancient cultures in this region. The stones themselves are silent witnesses to a forgotten science of engineering. The mystery of the Llanganates pyramid does not exist in isolation. It is part of a much larger and more exciting story of discovery unfolding across Ecuador and the wider Amazon basin. In recent years, our understanding of this region's ancient history has been completely transformed. In January 2024, a groundbreaking study published in Smithsonian Magazine sent shockwaves through the archaeological world. Using advanced laser scanning technology called LiDAR, researchers peered through the dense jungle canopy of Ecuador's Upano Valley. They discovered the traces of interconnected cities that were 2,500 years old. As far back as 2011, archaeologists working near Quito at a site called Tulipe had already uncovered a vast complex of approximately 2,000 mounds and pyramids. These structures, built by the Yumbo people, served as ceremonial centers and astronomical observatories. More recently, in December 2025, a large panel of ancient rock carvings was identified in the Morona, Santiago province. These carvings feature intricate geometric patterns and human-like figures, suggesting shared cultural beliefs and traditions that may have spread across the Amazon. We must compare the site in the Llanganates to other great megalithic achievements around the world. In places like Peru, in places like Egypt, in places like Turkey, sites like Sacsayhuaman and Göbekli Tepe feature massive blocks, tight joinery, and sophisticated architectural planning. Many of these accepted archaeological sites share characteristics with what has been photographed in Ecuador. The visual parallels are striking and raise a profound question. Did the ancient builders in the Andes share knowledge or technology with other megalithic cultures across the globe? Or did different groups separated by vast oceans and thousands of years independently arrive at the same remarkable engineering solutions? For more mysteries, join the paradox. Hit subscribe.